Good evening. All right, guys, it is I almost said November. It's May 7th. And on this episode, we're going to install ECS tuning rear brake line kit on a 2010 V8 A4 2OT. Guys, this is a to be continued video from the first one where we installed his cameo moment, his ECS tuning front stainless steel brake line kit on this. If you want to check out that video and how to install those, put a link in the description below, or I'll put a card over here someplace. So on to the festivities. Like I do in all my videos, I'm going to show you guys in a time lapse on how to do one side, and then after we do the first side, I will cut into the DIY and full walkthrough. I'm going to dive straight into this, guys, so let's get started right now. First things first, let's get that wheel off. All right, well, that wasn't so bad, now was it? So we're completely installed. Now it's time to go through the step-by-step tutorial on how to do this. This is what happens when people don't use the right tool for the job. Don't forget, this tool is located in your trunk, underneath the spare tire in the toolbox. Should be in, I think, the top right-hand cubby. So, and that is specifically just to do that job. 17mm impact. All right, that brown plug right there is the emergency brake. You're gonna wanna disconnect that. All right, so you wanna make sure that your emergency brake is in the disengaged position, and basically your rotor can spin freely, okay? In order to make sure that it's in this position, the first thing you wanna do is get your keys. Just turn your car on. Right now, it is disengaged. Disengaged. They're on right now. We want them off. So, push on the brake. Disengage them. I like to, and then you should just be able to shut the car off. Disengaged. Should be able to come back here. And yes, we're still disengaged. Like I mentioned in the first video, the biggest reason for upgrading to stainless steel brake lines is that rubber brake lines, like these ones, have a tendency to dry rot and crack, and they'll also balloon. So the pressure differential from pushing on the brake pedal, it's in a hydraulic braking system. So that excessive pressure has to go someplace. And in this case, they're using the rubber lines, and it's ballooning. It'll balloon these lines over time, and you might get a split or a tear in here. Well, with these stainless steel ones, you don't have to worry about that anymore, because inside of this nylon coating, there is a stainless steel braided hose inside there, and that's going to turn around and push all that pressure directly on the brake pads, and it'll actually allow you're going to have more of a pedal feel from it as well. In my own personal car, I've noticed that I feel a little bit stiffer clutch as well. I think that has to do with the fact that, I'm pretty sure that has to do with the fact that the braking system and the clutch system on an Audi are tied together. So let's get this installed, and enough talking, and let's get this installed, okay? Let's go. Get your drain pan. You don't want to make a mess in your mom and dad's garage. Guys, I am extremely sorry about this light. Now I found a little cheat way of doing this is to just, after you get this all disconnected, push your fitting up, your line down, and then put your cap right on. That'll keep everything kind of together. So when you go to put your new line in, all you gotta do is line everything back up and tighten it all right up. So now that we got this line off, now we need to move on to taking off the brake caliper. I would suggest taking off the bolt down here, which you guys cannot see in any way, shape, or form. Not the bolt. There's a little connection like this on the brake caliper. However, you might be able to get to it with a wrench, but I highly recommend using a line wrench. So to make this easy, I'm just gonna take the entire brake caliper off, and I know I can get it nice and tight. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that real fast. First thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna take this little plug off right here. And let's see if I can do this one-handed. There we go. All right, the trick to doing these is you wanna pull this tab. You wanna pull this tab right here up and backwards, and it'll push that little flat retaining clip outwards, if that makes sense. That's disconnected, and now we're gonna have to take off a bolt. We're gonna have to take off this 13mm nut, and this is a 15mm like stud in there. So you just put a wrench on here and break this one loose. Do the same thing down here, and then we'll be able to just take this caliper right off. I'm gonna do that real fast, and then we'll come right back. I found it works best if you find a really thin. These old Craftsmans are pretty thin. If need be though, you can take a bench grinder or a sander and you can sand one side of this flatter and it'll fit down in there a lot easier. Remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. And I'm going the wrong direction. Nope, now I'm going the wrong direction. Lefty loosey, righty. Ah, there we go. And there's the bottom one. Now you should just be able to walk your caliper straight up and off. There we go. And if you've already removed your grommet, you should just be able to slide your caliper right up and out. All right, now the easiest way to do this, take a line wrench again, hold the caliper with one hand and give it a good crack. There you go. There you go. There's our replacement. Put that in your pan. And then just screw your new one in. There's no, on a side note, there's no crush gasket in here because this is a flared fitting. And then just take your 14mm wrench again and tighten it up. I'll just wipe up the old brake fluid. And there you go. You're ready to get reinstalled into your car. So now let's go and reinstall it, shall we? All right, to reinstall this, it's gonna be, might be a little bit harder than getting it off, but the general game here is to just walk it down. Now you could, right now is a great time to do your brakes. However, we are going to do the brakes in another video, which you guys can check a link, which you'll probably be able to see in the suggested videos eventually. In reality, we're going to do the brakes on this we're going to do the brakes this weekend. So since this is Thursday, we're going to do them Saturday. So by this time next week, if you guys want to check that out, you should be able to find a video on how to do your B8's rear brakes. We are going to go to an EBC brake pad, and I'm going to show you guys how to go have your brake rotors turned. So you don't always have to buy new brakes. All right, to install this brake caliper, simply walk it down back on there. You might have to compress the little pins on the side here, but it should just walk back down in there. There we go. And then just reinstall your bolts. Sometimes they can be a little bit of a pain to find the hole. Tighten your bolts back down. And then you just want to snug this one up as well. Then you want to take your emergency brake plug it right back in, and you're done with all that side. All right guys, well, I hope this video is bringing you value, and if it is, please make sure to smash that like button. If you own a 2010 Audi B8A4 and you want to see more content like this, like more content on DIYs and maintenance videos and how-tos and how to take care of your B8, definitely make sure to smash the subscribe button. We do a lot of different content on this channel. And guys, also let me know in the comments below, is there any particular maintenance on your B8 that you want to know about, or a particular mod that you're getting ready to do? Let me know all about that in the comment section below. Let's get back to this. Guys, we're almost done installing our ECS brake line kit. So I apologize for some of the more awkward lighting in this video. It's all because I've got this big old hoopty down here, my second son. But let's get back to installing this ECS brake line kit, shall we? All right, so the next thing we need to do is we need to just connect that line. But before we connect that line, now's a good time to go ahead and just put this line right down here in this grommet. Now remember, we put that little cap on here, so this should be pretty easy. Also, before you put your line in, you get this little washer. I forgot to do this on the front, don't tell Corey. But that little washer goes on there. It doesn't hurt anything if you forgot this, but you should put it on if you remember it. Not the end of the world. But you want to pop your cap off. There's our cap. Set that off to the side. Push our line up in the hole here. And look at that. Tighten your fitting by hand, just so you know you don't cross thread anything. Grab your 11mm box wrench and start tightening it up. Oh, popped out of the hole. You're gonna get to a point where this is gonna get tight, and if you pay attention to this bottom connection, the new line you put in, it wants to rotate. So you're gonna grab a 14mm wrench, stick it right on the bottom of there. Don't move it, just tighten the top up and snug it up. And there you go. All right, you've successfully installed your ECS brake line kit. Now don't forget you do need to bleed your brake caliper still, which is right here. And you'll also, don't forget, you're gonna need a friend to do that, unless you have a brake bleeding system, which you might have. If you have one of those, awesome. Good for you for having one. I don't have one here with me, but I do got the owner of the car, and I'm gonna get him to loan me his right foot. So we're gonna bleed these brakes, and then we're gonna take this car for a quick test drive. So guys, let's get this done. Oh, we got a splooger. There it is. There it is. All right, don't forget, guys, to top off your brake fluid after you are completely done with your service. We are using the Penston .4 LV, and we're just gonna top it all off. All right, for the record, I'm not gonna lie here. I would have bought liquid moly, but they were fresh out. All right, let's see if I can hit the hole. Good. There you go. All right, thank you. There you go, easy peasy. And like I said, you're 100% done, so don't forget to like this video. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to smash that like button for me if you found value in this content. And if you want to see more of the B8A4 build, or if you're more interested in the performance builds of Volkswagen Audis, please make sure to smash that subscribe button. Guys, there's a ton of stuff we do on this channel, so I hope you enjoy it. Until next time, thanks for watching. Peace. I'll see you later.